All right, so we'll just get started, and then if anyone decides to hop in, then we'll just go on from there, just to be conscious of everyone's time. So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our webinar on Connecticut Small and Minority Certification Benefits for Your Business. This webinar is proudly presented by the Connecticut Department of Administrative Services. My name is Itzel Martinez, and I'm the Marketing and Communication Specialist for HEDCO. Tonight's insightful session will be led by the Business Outreach Team from the Department of Administrative Services, Shelley Orzo and Kevin Nodwell. If you have any questions during tonight's webinar, don't hesitate to send a message in the chat or raise your hand, and we'll get to you as soon as possible. Thank you for joining us, and let's begin this webinar.
Thank you so much, Itzel, for the introduction, and thank you for having us here this evening. We're very excited. As Itzel mentioned, we are part of the Business Outreach Team with the Department of Administrative Services Procurement Division. So the Procurement Division manages most of the contracts for the state of Connecticut. And these are the contracts that Connecticut agencies use to purchase all of the products and services that they need to run the daily state of our state. Our team, the Business Outreach Team, manages the Supplier Diversity Program, among other things, but that is one of the most important things that we do, is manage that certification. So we're going to tell you about the certification this evening and benefits, eligibility, etc. But first, we're going to go into the benefits of contracting with the state of Connecticut. We're going to talk about why you should consider this why you should consider developing this as a potential income stream for your business. We are happy to answer your questions. We do ask that you hold them until the end, or you can throw them in the chat and we'll go back and get to them at the end, and we will be here for the evening as long as you have questions.
All right, thank you, Shelley and Estelle. So yeah, Connecticut, we're committed to opening up more opportunities for economic growth, particularly for small and minority-owned businesses through our Supplier Diversity Program. We want to become your customer of choice. The state can be an important customer to help you expand your business. We're going to cover our benefits by detailing the 5 C's of state contracting. The first C is competition. Competition is a cornerstone of the government contracting process. Increasing competition and involving more businesses in a competitive process produces better results and is better for the state and everyone else involved.
So the second C is commodities. As I mentioned, the state of Connecticut purchases a lot of products and services. During 2023, we had 843 active contracts and spent over $1.1 billion. So if you have a product or service to sell, it's definitely worth exploring whether or not the state purchases those items. And a little bit later in this presentation, we will go over how you can find out if we purchase what you sell. Just a few examples: technical and professional services such as building maintenance and health therapy services. Product examples include things like office supplies, food, sheet metal, vehicles, equipment. The list goes on and on.
The third C is continuity. We offer continuous and consistent opportunities. The demand for goods and services for the state remains strong, whether the economy is strong or if we're passing through lean times. We remain a consistent buyer of items across that wide range of products and services Shelley just mentioned. Unlike the private sector, our demand is largely unaffected by economic cycles.
So the fourth C is customers, and working with the state gives you the potential to expand your customer base. And we have several opportunities for this. Now, the first is, of course, our solicitations. And as I mentioned, We have a lot of them. Whenever we award a contract to a company, that contract's available to all state agencies across the state, of course. And they potentially can use that contract to make some purchases from your company. Most of our contracts, very importantly, are also available to Connecticut municipalities and state educational institutions. Now, we have 169 municipalities. We have several state educational institutions. We were just talking about one of them a moment ago, Eastern. And you know, these municipalities and educational organizations, some of our contracts, they use them more than the state uses them. So this is just an expanded potential for your customer base. Also, we participate in regional and national opportunities, and you are not going to know about these opportunities if you're not involved with us. Now, regional and national opportunities are much more competitive, right? There's your competition is not just against local businesses, but it's across the region and the country. But if you get one of those contracts, the potential for expansion is definitely a major positive there. It can be a game changer, basically. So final opportunity are second tier opportunities. So I talked about first tier, which is when your company responds directly for a solicitation, right? We put a solicitation out and you respond and put in a bid. Second tier is actually, it's all about subcontracting. And so there's a couple of ways that you can look for subcontracting opportunities. Whoops. Hold on. There we go. I'm having some PowerPoint issues tonight. Sorry about that. Let's see, second tier opportunities. So there's a couple of ways that you can go for those. First of all, basically, it's all about developing relationships with companies in your industry. So first way to meet those folks is if there's a pre-bid meeting that's required. Because some of our solicitations do require subcontracting. And so a pre-bid meeting might be required. Go to that meeting, because that is where you are going to meet all of the prime contractors who are planning on putting in a bid, or at least considering putting in a bid, right? Put your hand out, meet them, introduce yourself, talk to them about your interest in working with them on the solicitation and of course on the contract, the resulting contract if it is awarded. It's a little more legwork if there is no pre-bid meeting, but still important and still certainly doable. If you see a larger solicitation and you're thinking, okay, there's going to be some subcontracting opportunities on this award, you know who the you know in your industry who are the companies, right? Who are the different larger companies that might be putting in a bid. Reach out to them. Again, this might take time. Certainly, I mean, every business owner knows, it's all, especially small business owners, it's all about developing your relationships. I used to run a business, and for several years I was a business owner, and I spent more time, talking to other business owners, I think, than I did anything, because those are the relationships I was working on developing. Let them know, as you develop those relationships, when you see an open solicitation, tell them about it, find out, are they planning on putting in a bid? And again, let them know that you'd be interested in working on it with them.
Okay, and the fifth C is compensation. Everyone wants to get paid. So the state, we pay our bills. For the majority of companies, we have payment terms of net 45 days. However, if you're a Connecticut certified small business or minority business enterprise, we'll pay you within 25 days of invoice submission. Compensation also affects your employee and contractor base. If you are successful in expanding your business through contracting, this can lead to the need to hire additional employees.
All right, so our supplier diversity program, that's our main topic of the evening, and this is a certification that we are very, very passionate about. Um, it was created to provide opportunity for small and minority businesses, and that's a big part of what our business outreach team is charged with. So per statute, 25% of procurable dollars in state agency budgets must be spent with small business enterprises. And this includes Connecticut-based small business enterprises who are certified in our program. Of that 25%, a quarter must be spent with minority business enterprises. Now, certification in this program is free. Definitely, you should never pay anybody to get certified in our program. We are very customer service focused. That's how we spend a lot of our time, is helping businesses through our application. If you are eligible for this certification, we want to help you succeed with that. So please reach out to us and we will share our contact information at the end. There's two types of certifications. We have the small business enterprise and the minority business enterprise. So eligibility includes, for the small business enterprise, your principal place of business must be in Connecticut. Now, you might have locations in other states, but you absolutely must be headquartered here in Connecticut. Also, you need to be registered as a small business in the Federal System for Award Management, also known as SAM, and we'll go over that in the next slide. Finally, your company must be independent. You cannot be part of another company and dependent upon them. For the minority business enterprise, you have to meet all of the small business criteria. That's number one. Also, at least 51% of your business must be owned by a person or persons who meet several criteria. First, they need to meet the minority status requirement per Connecticut statute. Currently, that includes women, disabled, and people of a variety of ethnic groups. This person or persons must have operating and management authority. They cannot be a figurehead. They actually, if they're a majority owner, they should be acting like a majority owner, right? They need to be calling the shots. Along those lines, they need to receive beneficial interest. So that means that, if they're 51% or more owner, they should be receiving most of the benefit from the company. They should also be carrying most of the liability. Finally, technical competence. Now, this includes their expertise. They need to really understand and be deeply involved with the business of your business, right? The products and services that you sell. If all they're doing is managing the office, you will not qualify, because we do dig deep on all of these things. We want to make sure, this program is very beneficial, and so we want to make sure that the companies that are certified qualify for this, right? So we will ask you a lot of questions, but don't be intimidated. Reach out to us if you have questions. If you don't understand something that's being required, we'll jump on the phone with you. We'll do whatever we need to do to help you and answer your questions.
All right. Now we're going to give you an overview of the certification steps. We're going to cover several links, and we will share these links at the end of the presentation in the chat. So first, to apply for the state's small and minority business certification, you must first register your business with SAM, which is the Federal System for Awards Management. There's various registrations you can apply for, but you need to be registered for all awards. It's very important. Make sure, keep in mind, all awards. SAM will determine if your business is small. The federal government defines a small business by its classifications through NAICS codes. This is also a free registration. You should not have to pay a dime to help you get this certification. The process can be complicated though, so there are a lot of free resources available to assist. So some of the small business organizations across Connecticut that offer free advising. The Connecticut Apex is one of these, and they created an online step-by-step guide in registering for SAM. HEDCO is another great resource who can assist with this process. We offer a monthly clinic at the MDC in Hartford, where we help with the SAM and the Small Minority Business Certification. In fact, we had one yesterday, and we had about 7 different companies in attendance. Each company left feeling in better shape than when they arrived. So once you've got your SAM, you're then going to create an account on BizNet. Once you've created your BizNet account, use that information to log into the Supplier Diversity application. Your business structure will determine which documents you'll need to upload to the application, and you can also view our website for details. Once your application is submitted, it will be reviewed by a member of our business outreach team. All communication happens through email, so make sure you check your emails regularly. Applications are reviewed in the order received, so it can take a little bit of time to get through the process. Once you're certified, though, you'll receive a link with an electronic copy of your certification. The state certification is valid for 2 years. The system will notify certified companies via email 120 days prior to expiration to give them time to renew with SAM. Registration in SAM is valid for 1 year. Every time you request certification, you first have to be registered in SAM as a small business. You'll receive more email notices from us in the system 90, 60, and 30 days before the expiration date. Keep in mind, these email notifications are a courtesy, so it is your responsibility to renew this, whether or not you receive the notices.
So the small and minority business certification provides benefits as well as marketing and growth opportunities. So first step, you get certified. And once you're certified, you will be posted to our small and minority business enterprise directory. We also encourage you to register in CT Source, and we will go over that in the next slide. After your business is in these directories can lead to marketing opportunities. The small and minority business directory provides search capacity to agencies and prime companies who are looking for potential contractors and subcontractors. So when they're searching through this directory, they may find you and reach out to you and request a quote. Same goes for CT Source. Buyers are searching CT Source for potential sellers. And again, they may reach out to you for a quote. Very importantly, we definitely suggest that you include this certification with any non-state bids and RFPs that you're putting out there. Remember, this certification, it becomes part of your marketing portfolio. So, to an extent, you have been vetted by the state, and that's a very valuable piece of your marketing portfolio. Now, all of these marketing opportunities may lead to growth opportunities, and these contracts can help you expand by helping you find new customers. And remember, with the Supplier Diversity Program, this is really leveling the playing field for you. Generally, when you go for a solicitation, there can be, you don't know what the competition is, but you have to assume, you have some decent competition when any bid that you put in. When you go for a set-aside solicitation, say that it has, just for small business enterprise or minority business enterprise, you're only competing against other businesses that are certified, so Connecticut-based certified companies. And that definitely gives you, much more potential to win one of those bids. That's why we have set-aside programs, right? To create more opportunity for you.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about CT Source. So CT Source is our state contracting portal, and basically it's your one-stop solicitation shop. Transparency is an important goal of the procurement division, and so CT Source offers public information on open solicitation and contracts. There are 3 sections. The first is supplier registration. We encourage you to immediately register in CT Source. As you can see, we have a link to begin the registration process in addition to the instructions. The state, municipalities, and nonprofits post open solicitations here, often on a daily basis. After registering, you will receive an email each time an opportunity opens that is related to the products and services you sell. The second section is our bid board. In addition to receiving emails when bids open, you may search for open solicitations here. Again, we have a link to the board and to instructions here. To submit a bid, you will follow the specific instructions provided on each solicitation to submit. And finally, we have our contract board, and the link of the instructions are included here as well. You can use this board in two ways. You can research current and expired contracts. This will help you in developing your solicitation proposals. And also, we encourage you to be proactive. Expiration dates are included on all contracts. So if you're interested in a specific contract and you see it'll be expiring soon, get to work on your proposal. Be prepared to bid when the renewal opens.
So we are going to give you a quick live demonstration of CT Source, just to show you how to give you kind of a starter tutorial on how to use this. So as Kevin mentioned, this is where you're going to click on right here, supplier registration to sign up. But here, I'm going to show you the bid board and the contract board. So when you go into the bid board, this is where you can see awarded solicitations, open solicitations. You can do some research here, right? So we suggest go over to the side here to the filters. First of all, you can look for status. Maybe you only want to see open ones, or maybe you want to see what's been awarded. You can look for different bid types. Most importantly, you can look for commodities down here, right? So you would click on the commodities, apply the filter, and then you can open up the solicitation. So I looked for open solicitations, and you can look through all the information here. It's going to give you all the details that you need in order to put in a bid. You always go down to the bottom to find your documents. All right, you can download all of these and look through all the details, and then it'll also give you the contract specialist that you can, and this one actually is from Western Connecticut. You know, as Kevin mentioned, it's not just the state of Connecticut that is posting these open solicitations. Across Connecticut, other organizations are also using this. All right, so for the contract board, so again, you have filters at the side. You can also just search up here at the top, put in a search term, right? That has to, let's say you're a media company and you want to see what options there are. Here's the media marketing and public relations services contract. So you see here, it'll tell you who's the contract specialist that's working on it. You can also see over here, what's the expiration date. So you see this one is coming up for expiration on August 31st of this year. You can see other details and, you know, in terms of value, etc. And you can see who is on the contract right now, or if it's an expired contract, who was on the contract. And here's another benefit. So you see a lot of these companies here have this little icon on the side. These are certified small business and minority business companies. And this is an extra benefit of becoming certified, because a lot of agencies, when they look through this, you know, especially when there's a multi-award contract like this, they can choose who they reach out to request a quote. And, you know, we have requirements to purchase from small and minority business enterprises. So this was put here to help us understand, okay, you know, where are some opportunities? But as you can see too, companies of all sizes won this award. All right, then you go to the bottom. Documents are always down at the bottom. So you have all these documents, and this is a place where you can do research. You know, you can download, see what was in the contract. That can help you with pulling together your own bids for the future. Right.
All right, so our team is available for questions and concerns, and we're going to provide you with our email addresses. We respond to emails very quickly, and we offer services in both English and Spanish. And you can learn a lot more information on our website, which has a lot of resources, including eligibility, required documents, laws and regulations, and more. The site can also be translated by selecting the language setting. We shared a lot of links during our presentation, and we'll post them to the chat. We'll also share this presentation with HEDCO so that they can email it to you. Finally, we ask that you spread the word. It's a priority for the state to get more businesses involved in our solicitation process. We invite you to share with us your ideas and recommendations on ways we can get our messages out into the business community. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you guys have any questions, we're here to answer them for you.
And Itzel, I do not have access to the chat with everyone. So if you could share those, our contact and links, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Yes, let me see. All right. So if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to drop it in the chat box. Could you see the links I sent to everyone?
Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, we included Kevin and I. There's the main email address for our team. Kevin and I also included our emails, and you're more than welcome. Please reach out to us. This is what we're here for, right? To help you get through this.
Yes, thank you so much, Shelly and Kevin. Thank you so much for this informative webinar. I will be posting this onto our website and our YouTube channel for anyone who missed this webinar or wants to refer back to it. You guys can go back and look at it. I will also be emailing everyone who attended the slideshow, so you can also refer to it. And yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
All
Itzel,
right.
and
Thank you,
thank you
guys.
everyone who attended.
Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a great day.
All right. Thanks all.
Thank you. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.